Hi, I'm Kim Cookson with TrinityToday.ca, and we're with candidate Gerry Loew for Ward 3 for councillor in Uptown St. John. Welcome, Gerry.
Welcome.
Thank you for coming today. I wanted to know, before we get into the issues, just tell us a little bit about yourself, kind of an elevator pitch.
I was born and raised in the South End, went to the school, St. John the Baptist, St. Max. I did a couple of years, relief holiday fireman for a couple of years, and I went to the next 35 years I spent at Canada Post being a letter carrier, of which 21 I worked for the Letter Carriers Union, looking after Atlantic Canada, letter carriers and truck drivers. And during that period I built many beverage rooms and did over buildings, and I finished up, I guess, in the last few years by building the houses over Rockman Road overlooking the harbour. And
Yes.
I spent the last 6 years on the Planning Advisory Committee and spent 2 years on Plan St. John, and that's really one of the reasons I'm running for council, is that I feel I've learned quite a bit about the city, the zoning, how it works and how it doesn't work, and the vacant lots, and really what I think should be done to kind of get St. John back on the road again to a bigger tax base.
So, if you are elected for Ward 3 councillor, then what is your priority issues? You've alluded to it earlier, but...
Well, I believe the priority issue is to somehow to get the tax rate down, but in order that to happen, the tax base got to be increased. So therefore, vacant lots in town and South End, Lower West, North End, almost everywhere in the priority neighborhoods there's vacant lots in many of them. And we got to get them filled up, because back in '73, the city was built based on 265,000 people. And I've said this many times, right? There's 200,000 people missing. So therefore the pipes and the services run to the area that was going to be open for 265,000 people. So now we have to fill it in. And the way we can fill it in is by filling the vacant lots and doing incentives that are non-monetary, because we have no money. And as soon as the foundation goes in and the price of the land goes up, the base of the taxes rise. And the only way we can get better with the better streets and all that is have money. And the only way we can get money is to have a tax base that's solid and growing.
So, I've never been a councillor, but I've been observant, and I live in Ward 3 with my partner. Sitting on council, there's a process to make this all happen. So are you familiar with the process to start this ball rolling? So if you're in Ward 3 and you're elected and you're sitting on council, how do you start that process?
Well, the process, I mean, the council's moving along now. They've fixed the pension deal, and they're working on the water. But, I mean, I think it's new ideas are needed and outside the box. If we continue to think within the box and the ordinary things, I don't think we'll gain and we'll get ahead, right? You know, even to a point that, instance, we'll say Mecklenburg Street, where those houses burnt down there a month ago or 2 months ago. Maybe the people on either side across the street, their kids live in Quispan. We could offer the land to them at a reduced rate and a guarantee that they would build it in 2 years. And if we can get the provincial government to reduce some of the cost of the taxes, and we could give that back, they could fix their houses up and give it back again and do a freeze or something. There's all kinds of different ways. I believe there's all kinds of different ways that we can make it work, but I think we have to think outside the box to get there.
And you have the ability, because of you're already sitting on the Planning Advisory Committee, you have ability to understand that.
Yeah, I built 40 houses on the hill, the old Rock and Road, as most people know it. And it was solid rock, and everybody said I was crazy. I built up there, and I've been on the Planning Advisory Committee for those 6 years and planned St. John for 2 years. So I feel I have a pretty good knowledge. I mean, no smarter than anybody else at it, but I can think outside the box, that's for sure.
Well, thank you very much for joining us on TrinityToday.ca today.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you.
We're with Gerry Loew, Ward 3 councillor candidate for Ward 3 in St. John, New Brunswick. Thank you.